Hello and welcome back to In Defence of the Traditional Martial Arts. Been really quiet recently, been on holiday, working loads and just haven't gotten around to doing anything. I've also been working on a video in response to a conversation I got into on somebody else's video to do with Chinese broadsword. It was a rather bizarre conversation in that the person was saying anytime a hand goes out in a broadsword form that it's because the person would have an invisible sort of sheath, scabbard, whatever you want to call it, which I think they're wrong. I think if a form was to have a scabbard, then the scabbard would be in the form. But I just want to show why I think he was wrong, and why I know he was wrong. And part of that explanation required a spear, and yeah, so I've had to buy a spear. He says had to in bunny rabbit ears, because I could have used a mop pole if I wanted to, but I've used the excuse to buy myself a nice spear. So yeah, that video will be coming along once I get that spear. And yeah, what else do I want to say? I just want to clear up a little thing I had the other day in response to one of my videos about Tai Chi or MMA always defeating Tai Chi. And someone said, you know, it's a bit unfair because MMA has like more moves in it than like sort of Tai Chi. I think that's actually wrong. I think that MMA has less moves all in all. It's just that it has more moves that actually work. It has groundwork, which Tai Chi doesn't have. But you know, if you include all of the techniques Tai Chi has in it, including weapons and other, there's an enormous like catalogue of different techniques. But yeah, the real meaning behind that video though was, it was not that MMA, you know, beats Tai Chi, all this kind of thing. And people say, well, it's the practitioner. Well, kind of, you know, there's, if you take somebody that hasn't really trained MMA to very high level and somebody that's trained Tai Chi to an awfully high level, then I think, you know, the person that has trained high level Tai Chi, depending on whether they've actually sparred or not, you know, actually try to use what they do and not just wave their arms in a hall somewhere. You know, I think the person that's practiced Tai Chi will beat the person that hasn't really trained MMA very well. But overall, MMA is just a much more practical art. So for the most part, people who train MMA, even if it's just, you know, like a little bit of a hobby like me, they're still going to be much better fighters doing that than they will doing Tai Chi. So the point of the video actually being that MMA will always destroy Tai Chi, because if Tai Chi wanted to get back to a level where it could be comparable to MMA, it would require it to go on a journey where it essentially becomes MMA anyway, because you have to take what's useful and get rid of what isn't, and you have to do what I think Chinese martial arts did back in the day, which I did kind of talk about in another video, which is they went out and fought other martial arts. There's techniques in Tai Chi that are specifically designed to deal with sort of hard style kung fu martial arts, which have no relevance today because those techniques aren't really used anymore. You know, like the double punches that you see. And yeah, maybe I'll do a video on it, extinct sort of martial arts techniques, the ones that aren't really needed anymore. Might be interesting. But yeah, I am like going to do some new content. I think my next video will be proving why most Chinese broadsword forms don't include an invisible a scabbard to the sword. And yeah, it will be featuring my nice new shiny spear, although it won't be shiny and new for long if I'm demonstrating sword techniques against it. So yeah, stay tuned. Give me some feedback. I've had a little bit from somebody that I initially was kind of arguing with, and then we kind of realised we were almost on the same page. I still think, yeah, if you're listening, that you've got a little bit too much faith in the practicality of traditional martial arts and not enough sort of respect for what MMA and jiu-jitsu and boxing and all the rest of it have to offer in comparison to those traditional martial arts. But it'd be good to chat to you at some point. I think we've talked about doing that. That'd be interesting. So yeah, stay tuned and catch you soon.